Hi, how are you? My name is Ekurot, and I am married to one and always my Mutorokati desire. I have a son, 2 years old, and of course I am a psychologist by training, but I have the opportunity of also working with the media. Okay, Power 104.1 FM, all about love. I am also on Spirit TV. I do a political talk show there, but I do team buildings, actually capacity building, team buildings, trainings, and I also teach in schools. So there are so many other things. I'm also in the idea of getting into farming. So we are learning as we grow the 7 streams of income. You need to grow that. As a man, you need to have and grow income. Kuanga, when you are poor, who will listen to you? Nga poor people have beautiful ideas. Na ye, just because you are poor, no one will listen to. I'm happy to be able to just share with you my journey and with with the maximized manhood course. Now, I got to know about the course through Pastor Simon Senteza. He was working on my car, and he stressed to me some of the people he's met in his life. He has who've transformed his life. He has met them through the maximized course, and so I thought, why not? Plus, of course, some little pressure from my wife. Yes, I managed to join in, and I should tell you, it was one of those that for the first day when we were doing orientation, I felt, my goodness, there were so many things that were required of us as the men. Keeping time, there were fines, by the way, if you came late. You had to read your word, you had to discuss things that you had in the book and see how you applied some of the things within the books. And those were, I realized later on, were moments, and there were epic times that you just get to share and hear from fellow men in their own personal experiences. You might think that you are the only one who's going through your problems, but when you hear other people's issues, you say, Lord, I am sorry. I will repent. But tell you what, this course was amazing. I met great men. I met amazing men who are down to earth. A big thank you to Pastor Andrew, Pastor Wilson, Pastor John, and other mentors and coaches who were with us, who were willing to walk with us along the journey. So I grew up in a family. Our dad died while I was still young, at a very tender age. I think I was getting into my primary 4, I think. And so we were raised by our mom. 2 boys, and the rest were girls. So this house was beautiful. I should not say that my mom didn't do a good job. She did an amazing job. But as part of one of the lessons in the coaches, we had what they call dad and mom wounds. You realize that there are things that parents do that you subconsciously catch on and you rub on. And so I think for me, considering the experience that I had, it was one on decision making. I was not very confident in decision making, but being raised by a mom, you look at things in an emotional and and in that way, there's nothing bad with it, nothing wrong with it. But I think as a man, you realize there's some things that you need to be able to make a decision and be focused and not be passive about it. I used to have issues with my self-esteem. I used to feel, I was born in a wrong family. I was born in, the worst tribe. I felt that I wasn't the best that it is. But through this course, I realized that there are certain things that God has placed in our lives as men, and you need to rise up. Okay. One of the things that stood out for me in the course was, men are not passive. Okay, don't be passive. Men are called to cultivate. Men are called to be responsible for the decisions that they take. Men are called to multiply. All right, to grow what they have. And so those stood out for me very well. Also, the part on convictions. What are the things that push you to achieve the vision that you have? I realized that most men don't have vision, and that is also for me. I didn't think I had a vision. I thought I had everything in control. But I think sitting down, refining that vision, and also talking about the values, the things that are pushing you. What are those things that you can say, I am going to die on this mountain? Those helped me, of course, plus the money, income. Our target today is 100 million, and so when you have money, you're able to make several decisions, and you have options. But I do appreciate this course, and I know that men everywhere need this course. I mean, we talk about the pains, the struggles that we deal with, the areas we hide from, the comfort, the idols that we face as men, lust, pornography, comfort, all of those things. And I can tell you, some of these things we may not be aware, but they transform our lives. I've had to sacrifice, of course, with doing this course, waking up every Saturday morning for 6 months. My friend, it is not easy. It is not easy, and it's been a tough one. But I thank my wife, I thank a family that has just said, kept on supporting me and not being able to, to stop me in my tracks. Otherwise, I appreciate God. I am a better man. Talk to my wife, she will tell you I am a better man, and I know that God has placed a passion in my life to impact those around me. Something also that I should not go away with: men are life-giving. So wherever God has planted you, you ought to bring life to that place. Whether at your work, whether in your farm, whether in your family, wherever God has placed you, bring life, add value, and take on pain, take on responsibility. This and so much more. So I invite you, come for the next cohort, guys. Men, come for the next cohort and be that decisive, focused, and impactful man in your community and in your family. Otherwise, it's a blessing, and I do thank the team for allowing us to be a part of this. If I am your coach next time, be ready to get impacted. Adios.